We've had a lot of revelations in the My Hero Academia manga recently, but one of the biggest, albeit predictable, is that Shigaraki is confirmed to have the All For One quirk. But due to how this has been bestowed upon him, I believe Shigaraki has all the quirks of the previous users of One For All, and can match Deku in almost every way. First, we need some background on how All For One and Dr. Ujiko acquired and stored all these quirks over the years to create the ultimate evil monster that is Shigaraki. Dr. Ujiko invented quirk storage and preservation, not to be confused with his own quirk named Preservation, which we'll talk about in a bit. He can store quirks in vials for long periods of time, as shown in the basement of Jaku Hospital. Over the years, All For One collected quirks from heroes and people that he killed, and with Dr. Ujiko's technology, was able to set aside the very best ones for later use and eventual implantation in Shigaraki. We also know that All For One and Dr. Ujiko have been together since the very beginning. Ujiko notes that this technology is his life's work, so preserving the quirks from all the previous users of One For All is at the very least not a time concern for the Doctor, who was just revealed in the manga to be around 120 years old. Due to his preservation quirk, he ages twice as slow as other humans at the expense of his athletic abilities. That's right, Dr. Ujiko could have been doing the last dance if he had just given away his quirk. The previous users of One For All, or the Vestiges, struggled throughout the years to pass down One For All to the next generation, as they were always hunted down by All For One and his followers. In fact, it explicitly states in the manga that the 5th user of One For All, Daiguro Banjo, hero named Lariat, was killed by All For One after he transferred One For All to the 6th user, meaning All For One could have easily taken his Black Whip quirk for himself and preserved it later for Shigaraki. All For One also has the quirk Airwalk, and Shimura Nana has her Float. Now, of course, in My Hero Academia there exists a multitude of quirks which behave similarly, but it's possible this is a slight hint that All For One took her quirk and is using Shimura Nana's Float to actually levitate. Except the 2nd and 3rd users of One For All, for which there is no available information on, All For One and his followers killed everyone who ever used the quirk save for All Might. I do not believe someone as scheming and diabolical as All For One, someone who engineered the grandson of Shimura Nana to grow up to become the symbol of evil, would just leave these quirks alone. No one leaves a diamond in the sand. Deku having to fight all the previous users' quirks, which he'll soon come to know and use through their memories, would be a very twisted thing for Shigaraki and All For One to pull. But that's pretty much what they're best at, being twisted. Now you may be thinking, but aren't the quirks of the previous users stored within One For All? Shigaraki can't have Black Whip since Deku has it. And you're right, they are, but it's more like they're fragments or remnants of the original physical quirk. How exactly the quirks of the Vestiges are preserved in One For All is still a mystery, but All Might did say specifically that he never experienced any other quirks while using One For All, meaning the previous users didn't transfer their physical birth quirks with One For All. Otherwise, previous users, and All Might included, would be aware of multiple quirks from the very beginning. Deku is, for whatever reason, the only one who experiences these, since One For All has reached that mysterious singularity only with him. Besides the quirks of the Vestiges, Shigaraki could be imbued with quirks from former pro heroes, villains of the past, and anyone that ever came into contact with All For One. Also, don't forget that Dr. Ujiko runs clinics around Japan and has access to countless quirks of promising children. He was even Deku's physician. One of these people was recently confirmed in My Hero Academia Vigilantes as Knuckle Duster. Formerly known as the pro hero O'Clock with the quirk Overclock, his powers were stolen by All For One and given to the villain Number 6. It's possible that Shigaraki not only has Deku's quirks, but also has Overclock, which would make Shigaraki not only insanely strong, but basically Dio Brando when it comes to speed. Hold up. If the villain Number 6 has Overclock, then how would Shigaraki get it? So glad you asked. It was revealed in chapter 270 of the manga that in addition to preservation, Dr. Ujiko also created a way to duplicate quirks. Dr. Ujiko states that both he and All For One gave their original preservation and All For One quirks to Shigaraki, and the versions they possess are merely copies. The possibility of duplication also means that even if All For One didn't take the quirks in combat, say one of his followers killed a vestige or pro hero, and All For One and Ujiko simply recovered the body, he could still acquire them after their death. The appearance of O'Clock's quirk within Shigaraki's collection would also further a My Hero Academia Vigilante's connection with the canon story, something Horikoshi seems to be pushing for by revealing that Kurogiri is actually Oboro Shirakumo, an old classmate of Aizawa Sensei and present Mike's, who was presumed to be killed in action. Seriously, just read Vigilantes. All For One and Dr. Ujiko have given Shigaraki everything. Their original quirks, their life's work, which is basically a lifetime of death. Shigaraki has fully succeeded All For One, so we can bet that Shigaraki has Deku's quirks, and he has them right now. You're right, Deku, the nightmare is coming. Just try to wake up. So what do you guys think? Does Shigaraki have all of Deku's vestige quirks and more? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like My Hero Academia content and these theories, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. Until next time, heroes, or villains, plus ultra.
「